GoFundMe account for a homeless man who gave his last 20 bucks to help him get gas is denying they've done anything wrong with the money. But while more than $400,000 was raised, there are questions about where the money went.
They say they've done nothing wrong. Kate McClure and Mark D'Amico are telling their side of the story following allegations by a homeless vet that they mishandled more than $400,000 raised for him on GoFundMe.
Were you in control of the funds from the beginning? Like you did?
Yes.
Why didn't you just
Yes.
cut him a check? Why didn't that happen?
Well, in the beginning, it was as simple as he didn't have a bank account.
Okay.
He had no documents, no ID, no birth certificate, nothing.
What up? All right, can you hear me now? Is this good? Are we good now? All right. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to all the strippers out there. I mean, to all the ladies out there. Um, from the crowdfunded pod. It's true. I mean, I got the titties. I got the titties for it. I got the titties. I know. I mean, it's fair. I got the titties for it, but they're not. They're, it's whatever. Thank God there's the internet, right? You know, they're not gonna laugh. No, no. How was your 2 weeks? Yeah. Um, oh, I've been having a great Wisconsin day. The new job is going really well. And then I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, my new glasses come in, and I will say that my new insurance, badass. Like, I asked them, I said, well, how much is it going to cost for the glasses? And they were like, oh no, your insurance is paying for the glasses. And I said, well, okay, how much is it going to cost for all these special things for it? And they go, well, let's look at your insurance. And it scrolls down and it goes, well, that's covered. So that's going to be $10. And I said, well, what about this? I mean, what about the color change? And they said, oh, that's covered, $10. I said, oh, yeah, I guess that's what it. But pretty much, I got these glasses fixed, went to the doctor, and then got like the badass. Just these glasses are 4 years old, so they're starting to wear. You know, something like. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah. 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 The, well, mine's like $5 a month. So, but, but so, so can you can hear me? You can hear me. Well, now that I got your attention, let me say some shit while he can't talk. Thomas is a confirmed communist. He has never denied it. I've tried to tell him. I've tried to tell him about that capitalism can't be good. um, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing in the Constitution that says that you can't watch old people fall down. All right, I'm gonna unmute it for a second to see if I can hear you. Say words. No, no, you're No. Go to OBS and make sure you don't have yourself muted on accident.
Add a new source. Done. All right, so can you hear me talk now?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
So you hear it in the lag? Is it too loud now? What does it sound
No,
like?
I mean, I'm clearly above, but I want to back up. I'm going to back up a little bit. Is this good?
Yeah. What up, Sass? So, I just got gift sub yesterday. Pretty sweet. Nice. So,
Boy?
yeah, so Sass plays Fortnite, and he's pretty cool. SASLAMBO. I get on his stream, and instead of talking about Fortnite, I'm like, hey, let's talk about streaming. And he's just trying to play video games, and he puts up with me. So like,
I could see that just. Oh man, I just what's good market first and.
yeah. All right. So like that whole conversation we had was one-sided, which is really a running theme with this episode because I had to redo the interview because that conversation was one-sided, but in the other direction. But apparently, I think we've got all that worked out now. All right. So, we covered how was your day? I don't know. What did we cover in that conversation? Pork chop's a communist. We covered that, right? Like,
I'm not a communist.
pork chop is a communist.
Communist. I'm an American. I'm an American.
He I don't want to start any rumors or anything, but he likes to watch old people fall down, right? So
Not against the law. Not against the law.
yeah.
Fuck.
Did you look at that closet? Look at that closet. Look at all them books. Look at all them books. He doesn't read them. He just puts them in the closet. It's fucking weird, right? No, he's a commie. He is a fucking goddamn czar commie. He's a fucking
Don't look at me.
communist. Look at those pores, man. You need to
Don't look
fucking
at me.
clean them pores out.
Don't
You
look at me.
fucking you can get some nose goblins up there.
Don't look at me. Go to commercial.
We don't have a commercial. If we had a commercial, we would fucking go to commercial. Oh yeah, we talked about glasses. So nobody. All right. So all this where I was like pointing at the camera and shit. Dude, are you still falling down? Like what the fuck?
God damn it.
What happened? Did you drop
I'm
everything?
like 3 different fucking cables, and they're angry.
I'm just gonna wait.
I don't care.
Yeah, technical
Send
difficulties.
help. Call the cop.
I got me a mic boom. So yeah, me and Pork Chop were talking about this. I got a mic boom. I got my Alucard hanging in the background. The little webcams on the tripod, so I got that angled look. I'm full on pro Twitch now. Full on like pro Twitch streamer.
That's too high. Shit. And that's too low.
And I paid like $15 for all of it. Pro streamer. Anyway, so yeah, so Zenny Optical, like I went on this whole rant that you guys didn't hear about how insurance is a scam because your vision insurance is actually owned by Luxottica, who also owns like Ray-Ban and the doctors and everything, because you can only go to the doctors who are covered by Luxottica insurance in the end network, right? And then they all sell their frames and their lenses and all that shit, right? So like when I got these glasses right here, somebody told me about this website called Zenny Optical, right? And Zenny Optical is not part of Luxottica. And the most expensive frames were $15, right? And so like you can get the just straight up standard lenses with just a like standard reflective coating for like $20, right? And so you can get glasses for like $40. I went ahead and got transition lenses, like the progressive lenses or whatever, and like I paid like $100 for these. But then I went to file it on my insurance, and they're like, well, it was out of network, right? And so I ended up paying like getting $30 back on it maybe. So I ended up paying maybe $60, $70 for the glasses. And I figured it all up. I paid all this insurance, which only covered the doctor, which was like $120. I paid like $120 for insurance, and then still was out of pocket like $60 for my glasses, right? So I figure like and I'd done it through the, you know, in-network way before, and ended up out of pocket like $300 because all that money went to Luxottica. So it's a big fucking pyramid scam, right? And like, by the way, I knew about all of this before Adam Ruins Everything. So when I watched that episode, I was like, I figured that out too, right? But anyway, so point being, your vision insurance is a fucking scam. Pay the $100 to the doctor, get your eyes checked, and then go pay or go to somewhere like Zenni Optical and get some badass frames for like $15, and you know, get whatever level of lens you want, and you're out like what, $150-$200 for the year. It's just better, right? So that was a rant that you guys missed, but I felt I had to repeat. All right, so day's good. Oh, I got a joke for you. All right. So you know how you get to Green Bay?
How do you get to Green Bay?
You live a good life, you die, you wake up in Green Bay.
And that's a great Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a good Wisconsin day right there. It's a good morning to you and a good cheddar day. All right.
Good cheddar. Not that American cheese fake shit. Don't bring that around here.
No. It's just good Wisconsin cheddar. It's the good Wisconsin cheddar.
Dairy country.
All right, so we went through this whole thing with technical difficulties and cameras falling down and my mic not working, and then we redid our monologue pretty much, so that was good. But that's on theme with everything since we had to redo the interview because of the other
we're like an hour in.
Like every time we've done this, one person's audio has been good and the other one hasn't been playing, but hopefully this time it's all good. Hypnotic Gamer is in the chat, and just through Matty Morgs, which is a D&D guy that we watch, we're always just posting out going, hey, if anybody has any kind of campaign that they'll share, or come and let us interview them and let us share it, then we'll share it with our people. And so she's in chat right now, but that's who we interviewed. It's campaign on the face of it is she's trying to get her boy out there to L.A. San Diego, from across the country, and he's hit some hard times and has been out of work for a little while, and so all right, here's some good faith, and we'll see what we can do with it, right? And okay. So I interviewed her, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to play the interview, and so before I do that, because we've talked for like 10 minutes, and once again, we really hadn't said, hey, what are we doing? So what we're doing is we're sharing campaigns of people who have some need that came up, right? It's just GoFundMe, right? You go on GoFundMe, and you're like, this person has cancer, or this person has, a house fire, or this person's out of a job, and, whatever. And so you see these campaigns and you're like, all right, but who is this person, right? So the whole concept is, getting to actually talk to that person and say, all right, just tell me who you are and why you need this, and here's some questions I have for you. And, just that's it. It used to be about verification and stuff, and we're just not even going to try that. So we're just going to leave it up to you. And then we'll also, Porkchop has never seen this, right? So I did the interview, and he's also going to be like you guys in chat and viewing. He's never seen it, and he's going to react, accordingly, or, however he sees fit after watching it for the first time in front of you guys. Also, our contact information. Below, you can see my contact card, and below on Porkchop, the camera's reversed. So on Porkchop's, you can see, I forgot it's mirrored. Anyway, so that's our contact info, and of course, crowdfundedpod.com. And all right, so Porkchop, what do you want to say before I switch the video around and get the interview ready to play? Real quick. If we're way too loud or way too soft, one of us is louder, one of us is softer, please tell us, because we're not watching the stream, and I don't know what those levels are, and that's been kind of a pain in the ass to get those right. So Hopefully I got it right, but you guys let me know. All right, go ahead.
I haven't found a way to shoehorn that joke in yet, so not yet.
All right, thanks. Oh, I was really close to the mic right then. All right, go ahead, Pork Chop.
No.
No, they say we're good. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I'm good for right now. I just.
Well, tell him what your part is, because we're gonna segue into Pork Chop's part, and that'll be like a little more fun because he's gonna tell him.
Okay. In that case, okay. Thomas does the human element. He connects.
Stop calling me the human element, because I'm the fucking
human.
devil. I'm not the human. I'm like a born again demon. That's what I am. That's a good description. All right.
All that edge.
All that edge. That's right. It's edgy.
God.
It's fucking edgy. The hair's
but
in my face. I got the trimmed up
Thomas's
beard.
part is going
That
to be
perfect bit of gray.
connecting.
That's what Just for Men says. That perfect touch of gray. That lucky dog. The demon element. That's right, Sass.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't scream in you guys' ear. If I scream, I need to get back. Look, dude, I even got a windscreen or a spit screen or whatever for it. Right, I paid like $4. Right, it looks all professional now. You guys like my Alucard? I got this at Salt Lake Comic-Con as it used to be called, but now it's FanX because I got sued by Comic-Con for trademark infringement. But for some reason, Salt Lake's the only ones that can't put con at the end of something. New York still can, like Dragon, like everybody can put con, but not Salt Lake. I really don't understand that. But whatever. But at the same time, I understand the other side of it, because Salt Lake really fucking duped people, man. Like that first year, like everything looked like San Diego Comic-Con. The badges like had the skyline of Salt Lake, everything. And it was like Salt Lake Comic-Con. And so like 300,000 people showed up. And there was like Stan Lee. There was a lot of people there, right? Don't get me wrong. And anyway, but it was not. And so everybody thought it was the same organization, and it was not at all. So I can understand why San Diego got mad. And then, and I've never paid to get in either. Like first 2 or 3 years, I volunteered, and then like this year, I won tickets, like on the radio. I never listened to the radio. I turned the radio on for like 10 minutes, and there was like text blah 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 to blah 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 to win tickets to Comic-Con. And I was like, huh. I tried it. It didn't work. I tried 3 more times, and it was like, "Oh, you're the winner." And I was like, "Sweet." And I turned the radio off when I got out of the car and put my Bluetooth back on.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's it. That's all that's cool going on in my life. I got in free to Comic-Con a few weeks back. So, sad face. Pure luck, dude. I do get lucky with like stupid shit like that. Like I'll win at scratch tickets. I'll win a few $100 at poker. Like I'll like, I don't know, like that. Like I've won a lot of stuff off the radio through the years. I got a Will and Grace shirt. Like a Will and fucking Grace shirt, because I watched the first episode of Will and Grace and never watched another episode after that. But I watched the first episode of Will and Grace, and B95 cowboy, or whatever, country music, whatever B95 is, right? They had a contest at the morning show, and you got the t-shirt and you got in a drawing for like a TiVo or some shit. This was way back, right? Mm-hmm. And like it was like, what's the name of Jack's show or some shit like that. It was like Just Jack, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh, I know it. It's Just Jack. And the guy in the car with me, like we were working delivering furniture, and he was like, no, you don't fucking know that. I was like, no, that's it. It's Just Jack. He's like, call in. And so I called in and fucking won the t-shirt. I gave it to my sister because I was like, this is pretty gay. But I wanted to win the TiVo. All right. Dude, we are so off. Yeah, so that's story time with Thomas right there.
Somebody please call Amtrak, because there's been a huge derailment.
I like to talk. That's why we're doing a podcast, because I like to talk. Like, why? Like, if I didn't, why the fuck would I do this? So, yeah. Oh, we got 5 viewers. Look at that shit, dude. Awesome, man. Okay, Salamante. What the fuck are you saying? I don't know. I don't know.
Solomon Yak. That's how you remember the maid that Karen had. She when she would talk about Just Jack, she'd say Solomon Yak.
How many episodes of Will and Grace have you watched?
I have season 1 on
You
DVD.
know how I know you're gay. Wow. All right. Okay, so maybe we should share this video before it gets too crazy.
Too late.
Is it too late? Is it too late? All right. So this is where it's going to be super professional as I move our webcam. Drag down. Oh, that's cool. Let me just go ahead and put that under webcam. And then...
Oh my god, this is
Shut
shitty. This is so
the
shitty.
fuck
Get
up.
better. Get good.
Dude, I don't know how to do templates because I don't know if I can do more than one webcam for the same webcam. Like, I need to take the time to do it, and I just hadn't done it. All right. Oh yeah, you're called this. ProStream. Oh, is that it? SAS is ProStream like a? You can totally do it. Sweet. Is that like an add-on or something?
No, he's just calling you a pro streamer.
Oh, it's only a pro streamer. Porkchop's a pro streamer. No, I fixed it. I'm working on it. And that part I got. The chat's, I'm imagining, is really small in there, but that's cool too.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, you can see it.
Okay. All right. So, what are you using? Yeah, just straight up Streamlabs, dude. Like, I mean, keep in mind, like just a month and a half ago, I started playing around with this. And hey, by the way, chat. If you want your random Ron Swanson quote, just do exclamation point quote. But yeah, I'm using Streamlabs. That's it, and just figuring stuff out as I go. You can pull your web screen. Oh, you can. All right, sweet. So you can for multiple templates. Yeah, so I'm doing groups. If that's the way that I can do it, then yeah, next time I can have a setup where I can just hide one and unhide the other. All right, sweet. Yeah, I just hadn't tested it. All right, thanks, Sass. For really, Sass is pretty good, man. Like, he's got even a good following coming on with Fortnite, and I started playing it with my kid, so like it's pretty fun. Maybe once I play a little bit more, I'll get in on a game with him. All right.
Well, while you're trying to figure this out,
No, I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. But go ahead.
do you do Battle Royale or Save the World?
Are you talking to me or are you asking him in chat?
The chat. Because I do Save the World.
Oh, interviews. That's what I called it. He does both. He says.
Because I'm terrible at Battle Royale.
Okay. All right, we're going to play this interview. So here's the thing. You guys can talk in chat, and keep in mind Porkchop's watching it for the first time, as well as you. Talk, react, Porkchop. You don't have to be totally silent. I mean, if you got... But like, don't... we're not going to pause it or anything like that, right? So no comments. If you just, making noises, whatever, right? Just standard, like, huh? Stuff like that, that's totally fine, right?
All right.
Let's keep the actual conversation about it until after the interview. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be a little different. Porkchop, you're going to have to watch it on the stream. I forgot.
I screwed up.
I am. I'm already here.
The audio
Okay.
output
Because I'm not
source,
going to be able to hear it.
so it's totally my fault. And so the last interview went really well. However, you can only hear me. So what's the point in it? But anyway, this is Anna, and Anna is somebody that was introduced to me through Maddie Morgs. Maddie Morgs has like a D&D channel. I never have done D&D before, like, at all. I keep sitting back. I think I need to quit sitting back. Like, I keep sitting back and, like, talking to the camera, but the microphone is, like, not next to where I'm sitting back, and I think that's why I keep coming in low. Anyway, so Maddie is, he's a really good guy. I mean, I've only, like, been talking to him on and off for, like, a week or whatever, and subbed to his channel, but, well, somebody gifted me a sub. God, I hate that I can't remember the person's name. It was like DIED something. But anyway, but I've continued it, and because I never got into D&D or whatever, and he's just so passionate about it. And dude's, I mean, you know, it seems like a pretty awesome guy, right?
Yep.
So, but
Hey.
it's Matty Morgs,
Anybody else?
MATTYMORGS, right?
Even on furniture.
Okay,
With pride.
and then you, what is your Switch name?
I am the Hypnotic Gamer 1, but everyone calls me the Hypnotic Gamer, but that 1 is important, so...
Yeah, the one is because that's what the actual channel is, right?
Right.
So, and then of course we're crowdfunded pod, and so we're gonna be talking to it's Anna, right?
Anna.
Oh, that's my fault. Oh no.
So we're gonna be talking to Anna about
Thought my microphone was muted.
her
It was
boyfriend. She has a GoFundMe set up. He's. I mean, I'm gonna let her tell you about it. And again, this is kind of weird because we've already been through this, so I know more than what I would hope to typically know in this interview, and it would all, you know. So, anyway, that being said, just I think last time we started with how you guys met. So, like, if you want to go into that story, right?
Sure, yeah. So, again, it's kind of weird. But basically what happened was that I was looking for an internship to kind of, balance out my work life and my school life. I was up in New Jersey, and I was looking for a remote internship. I came across superinterns.com. I used to work for them before I even did the second internship with
What's
them.
it called?
Superinterns.com.
Super intern. Okay, that's interesting. Like, I've never heard of that. I'll have to look at that later. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's a little weird of a company because it's not really called a company. I don't know what they call it. I mean it's
Who knows?
weird.
Anyway, I'll look at it later. Yeah.
So basically I kind of applied for an IT position because I really love computers, and I've been using computers since 6th grade. Been coding sixth grade, so I thought I could use my skills on an IT position. And the moment I found out was basically a recruiter called me, scheduled me for a second interview because they really liked me. That second interview actually consisted of my boyfriend, who is now, he was the one that did the interview on me. He did most of the talking, which is, something, would not really occur during an interview. But we were both really nervous.
Why was he nervous?
He was nervous because it was I believe his first interview.
Oh, so like the first time he was interviewing
Yeah,
somebody?
correct. Yeah. So it was his first time. And I mean, I remember being a senior, and it was actually my first time, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this right. I hope I picked the right person. So back to
My bad. That's gonna be nice.
But yeah, I guess back to my BF. Basically, he interviewed me. He really liked me, and then he basically after the call, he was like, "Damn, this girl is super cute."
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. That's not what you said in another interview. In another interview, you said that. Okay, well, maybe he thought that to himself, but you said that you were pursuing him, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, are you just telling his side of it? Because, is that all?
Well, you want my side?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it's one thing to, like, we've already done this, so you've already
Right.
talked to him about it afterwards. And like, he may have said that, he wanted to you to tell kind of his side of things on. And that's fine later on, right? But for this
Yeah.
part, I mean, I just want to know like your side of it, right? Like what happened with you when you guys met, right?
Oh boy. So I was in school. Like I said, I was looking for an internship. And I got the internship. And basically, I mean, it took me a while actually to kind of, pursue him, in a way that was like, because of the age difference, it's kind of weird. I was like, do I really want to go to this guy and, date him? And
Okay,
whatever?
well, I mean, we don't have to dig into that, but I mean, what she's talking about with the age difference is that she is 20 and he's 42, right? So I mean, yeah, there's a big age gap or whatever, but I mean, so basically, let's sum it up, right? I mean, he interviewed you for a position, and I want to clear this up because last time it was it wasn't really clear to me until later on in the interview, right?
Mhm.
But so part of this is he is out of work, and your timelines didn't really match up for me. But he wasn't really working. He was also an intern, and he was interviewing you for an internship. So like
Right.
the company, without looking into it, knowing like two things about it, sounds like a pyramid scheme of interns, right? And somewhere along the
Yeah.
way, they get government money for something, right?
Yeah.
That's
right.
what it sounds like. So anyway, besides the point.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I mean,
but,
like this was, a weird company to be working at, because I mean,
yeah. So
yeah, you get the experience, but at the same time, it's like,
go away, cat.
yeah.
So I mean, like, no, for real, go away, dude. That's all my chords. No. So sorry, I gotta move my keyboard. Standard Logitech Bluetooth keyboard. Anyway, so but I just wanted to clear that up because like later on the timelines will come into play where he's actually been out of work, but it's kind of like, well, how was he out of work and interviewing you? But that has to do with his school and intern himself. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we got that out front, right? Anyway, so yeah, last time you pursued him pretty hard, and then at what point? Because like, I mean, people are gonna say, well, I mean, she got this internship because he thought she was cute, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, how long after you started working there before you guys even like
It was a
talked
month.
about dating?
It was a month.
A month. And
Yeah.
who said something first?
He said something first.
He said something first.
Yeah, he said something first.
That seems a little inappropriate. Anyway, okay. So, but I mean, it's not like you guys were getting paid, right? I mean, you were both interns, and it was just like, I mean, I guess that's college stuff, but at the same time, I mean, he's 42, you're 20, like, yeah. I don't want to dig into your relationship, right? I don't, like, that's not what this is about. That's like kind of a red flag for some people, and I mean, just for somebody that would say, well, that age gap is really big, the circumstances in which you met is like, it's a little naughty, right? It's a little naughty. Let's just say that. Like, that might get you in trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but, I mean, that being said, I mean, you guys have, I think you said you've been, like, going at it for, like, a year, like, as far as the relationship itself goes.
Yep.
So it's not like this was just 2 weeks ago or something, right?
Right.
So, I mean, that leads some credence to it, right? And then, but the age gap itself, like, I mean, what would you say to somebody to address that?
Oh boy. I mean, I would say that age really doesn't matter, in a way that, if the person is kind of, acts a little bit younger, that's fine. But for me, it's kind of like the maturity of that person and making sure that I'm also kind of watching over my boundaries and whatever. But again, age doesn't matter. It's basically
Age does matter.
you got you.
Hey, I mean, you can
Yeah, in a
say age.
way,
No, I mean,
but-
no, because like, I mean, look, you can say that age doesn't matter, but I mean, there's got to be a cutoff in years. I mean, like, men throughout history have all, you know, I wouldn't say always, but for the most part, have been with younger women, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, age matters. I mean, if you're like 42. I mean, and like 3 years ago, he would have been what, like 39, right? So, and you would
Yeah.
have been 17. That's completely illegal, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
right.
that's only 3 years ago, right? So, I mean, like, what would, and I'm not disparaging his character at all. Like, I really want to know because, like, that's a red flag for people. So, what, you know, like, without saying, well, age doesn't matter, because it does. I mean, you guys grew up in different decades, you know, like, I mean, I'm 35. I remember the 80s. You don't remember the 80s.
Yeah.
You don't even remember the
No.
90s, probably, right? So, like, I'm just, you know, but like, I mean, he's what, he got 7 years on me, so I mean, he probably remembers, you know, the 80s. Like, I remember parts of the 80s, right? So, there's just things that, like, He-Man, like, you'll never know He-Man like we did, you know, like, you'll
Yeah.
never know, like, Fox animation domination, you know, like, afternoon, like, you come home and, like, Peter Pan's on, and, like, Ninja Turtles, and, like, Batman the Animated Series, and
Right.
you know, like, and like, all of them great series. I don't think Peter Pan gets enough credit. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, right? But anyway, so again, like, now that I've made this big strong argument for saying, hey, it matters, right? What do you say? Not really just to say that it doesn't matter, but like, why it doesn't, why other things matter more, right? Like, why, you know, I really want to know the answer that goes, well, I decided that I wasn't going to worry about that.
Well, again, like I mean, I've been with other guys that, you know, have been older, and it's kind of, again, it's more the maturity of the person. If the person is 42 and they are straight off not mature, then I'm not gonna go with them. This guy's mature. This guy knows what he's doing. And that's kind of why I persuaded him, was like, dude, this, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's trying his best. He's pushing for what he can push for. Other guys that I've known, nope. That never really happens. I feel like, you know, and I don't want to make this argument, but I feel like 99% of the world are idiots, and I mean, some of us are, like, maybe myself is an idiot, but there's some people out there that are really intelligent, and this guy is one of them. He freaking had all A's in college. He studied his butt off. He got,
Okay,
like,
well, all right, so intelligence, like,
So-
that's what you're saying. You like, so
Yeah.
So, but you're also saying, well, you know, he's experienced, he's mature, he's got his shit together, but
Right.
you're also saying that he doesn't. So, I mean, this is like what we were talking about yesterday with, like, a Dr. Phil moment, right? Like I'm, yeah, is he busy tonight? Like, is he?
He's either sleeping or he's not. He usually is.
Okay,
During
did you
this
tell
time.
him that we were gonna be doing this tonight? Like,
No.
No, you didn't tell him?
Nope.
Okay, then it's not on him. Okay. So, all right, well then, what, he was in school, you told me that, and I don't think we've told anybody else, right? But he was in school, and he got his bachelor's in computer science, basically, right?
Yeah.
Security, I think is what you said.
Information technology, yeah.
Yeah,
Security.
well, yeah, I mean, it's whatever, it's security, we'll just say that. Anybody
Yeah.
in tech knows exactly what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but now he graduated, what, like a year ago?
He graduated a year ago. He got his diploma in August.
Okay, but I mean, he graduated in like May, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So, that's just a formality, waiting on the diploma, honestly. Like, you can go ahead and start
Yeah.
even before you graduate, right? So, and what has he done to look for a job? Because you're wanting to get him out there, and you know what? I think we've done this whole thing. We haven't really said what this is about, right? So the whole deal is he's in Ohio, you're in California, and you guys are wanting to get him out there because there is a better job market. He's from a really small town in Ohio.
Yeah.
So, sorry, man, I got to get better at this. So, all right. So now that we know what this is actually about, what has he done? Let's take it a step back further than that. So he was out of work the entire time he was in school. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, if you're counting an internship,
How often did you work at the internship? Was it a 40 hour a deal thing, or was it like 12 hours
it depends. I mean, it depended. For him, it was more of, I believe, 30 to 40 hours a week.
30 to 40 hours a week. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean that's basically a full-time job. But I mean, how long was that internship? How long was he there doing that?
I believe it was January through, what was it? May? January through May.
Okay, so I mean we're just talking just like not even 6 months. We're talking like a business quarter. So, okay, so before that, how long was he out of work?
I believe, let me see. Probably for like,
Are you messaging him right now?
no,
Oh.
I'm not. I'm looking at his LinkedIn profile.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, because I don't want to get the indirect.
No, I mean that's smart. I mean that's good. That's a good way to get it.
Yeah.
That's because I mean you didn't tell him, so he's not here to tell us, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. It looks like he doesn't have anything before, but I know he was in or doing restaurant stuff. Probably a year,
okay, so how long was he in school?
4 years.
4 years. So you told me
Yeah.
last night that he had not worked the entire time that he was in school other than the internship. So is that still correct, or did he have some part-time jobs in between? I mean, what's he been doing for income?
So for the first year, he worked I think it was for the first 2 years, he worked a position in a restaurant. But after that, he was more focused in school and kind of doing super intern stuff. He had a class that was an internship study, so that was most of his work that he had to do. So it took him a little bit longer for him to gain his hours in the position that he was in.
Okay, so I mean, I can understand that focusing, right? But I mean, when was the internship over?
It was over, I believe, last May.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that leaves a year gap if your information is correct, and for like 2 years, so like a year gap where he didn't work, right? And
Yeah.
maybe he was living off of student loans, maybe saved up money, whatever, right? I'm not gonna, like, it's possible, right? I'm not I, like I mean people do that all the time, and so like it's neither here nor there if you did one way or the other, right? But that's no work experience that whole time, right?
Right.
So that really does affect your resume. I mean and then so then he does the internship for just a few months and graduates right around the same time, right? So I mean, honestly, we're talking like 2 years where he wasn't working, and then now it's been a year since that. So during this time, I mean, what's he doing? Is he putting in applications? I mean, is he?
He's putting in applications to various different job sites. He reached out to Robert Half, but Robert Half hasn't put anything in for him. Just because of where he lives, and I'll say this again, I mean, he lives in a very small town. There's nothing there.
I know, but so
You can't-
here's some advice for him. Use your address. Use your address. because they don't know. Just use your address, and
Well,
that
I
way.
don't want to use my address because I don't know if I'm gonna get stuff sent to me with his name on it.
No, nothing will get sent after. So this is just for job applications, right? And so when they see that, they don't see that somebody lives in Ohio. They see somebody lives in California, and he goes, well, I just moved here. I moved in with my girlfriend, and then if he gets the job, then when he's filling out HR paperwork, he puts in wherever he's actually living at that time, right?
But
Like,
at the same time, he probably has to do
That's just
interviews
advice.
here in San Diego.
well, yeah, but that's about him getting there, and that's what this is about, right? But I'm
Right.
saying so that when he gets there, he possibly has some interviews lined up. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's what I did when I moved to Utah. Like, I didn't just move up here. I had like 3 or 4 interviews lined up,
Right.
and like I did them all. And so, and I got offered all of them, right? I mean, it's just what happened, and I took the one that paid the most money. But I lived in Mississippi. I had somebody up here that let me use their address, and I used their address on my resume. That's it. That's all I did. And like,
Gotcha.
so they
Okay.
looked at, I did, because it's always a phone interview first. So you
Yeah,
do the
yeah.
phone interview, and then I had a few of those, and I just set the time up to be the same, and I drove out here, So like, if he can set it up properly and do that and set the interviews all to be there, like he would have multiple interviews when he got there, and that would maximize his potential to get a job, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
that's just some advice, and only advice because it's exactly what I did, right? So, and it worked for me. It may not work for him, but it worked for me. So anyway, that being said, right?
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I mean, is he hoofing it? I mean, is he like? I mean, you said Robert Half, and I mean they're a temp agency, and that's something that we talked about
Yeah.
yesterday, and I want to touch on that. Like, what kind of jobs is he applying for?
He mostly right now is applying for IT jobs. And this is partially my fault in the way that was like, don't do entry jobs because you have other experience on there that may have you put into a better position because San Diego is more expensive. And that was partially my fault. Was he should have been looking for entry level jobs. And a lot of the jobs he didn't take because of it.
So you were okay. So you didn't tell me that last night. So you were
Yeah.
telling him not to apply for the entry level jobs.
Right, yeah.
Okay, because that wasn't what you said last night. Last
Yeah.
night it was the other way around, kind of.
Yeah.
But so I'll take that answer at face value. I'll say that. Okay, so I mean, knowing that this has been discussed, whatever. But and I want to say I did talk to I forgot his name, Josh. Is that right? No.
Joshua.
Oh, I had it right. Sweet. So like I did talk to him. He seems like a good guy, right? I mean, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Like I don't, So, but I mean, these are the questions that I'm gonna ask anybody if they're asking me to give them money, right?
Right.
So, yeah, all right. So that being said, like, so now at least you guys understand his job experience just started last year in his field. Like, it doesn't matter what you did before. Now this is what you're trying to do. Your experience starts today, right? And then later on, once you get your foot in the door, your other experience can come into play. But right now, you got to get your foot in the door. So, I would say that
He should be going for entry level jobs. Yeah, that's what we've talked about last night, actually.
what is that website that I used all the time? Oh man, I'm gonna have to think. It's not ZipRecruiter. It's there's a good
Indeed, Monster.
Indeed. Tell him to use a lot of Indeed and a lot of LinkedIn. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
two
yeah.
ways. That is the two ways, and especially LinkedIn Easy Apply, right? And now a lot of times it'll you can like log into because like that Talio stuff. Oh man, it used to be so bad. Apply for jobs. Oh my god. Upload your resume. Now fill everything out that was in your resume again. Now do
my
it a third
God.
time. And oh, by the way, we're not synced up with anybody, so
Do
you
it the
just-
fourth
every
time.
time you do a job, it's going to take you 2 hours to fill out the application. And by this time, it's like you can only fill out applications online. At least now, it's like, all right, you can just straight up do LinkedIn. Here's your resume. Like you don't have to do all the application anymore. I never understood that. Why am I doing an application? You got my resume. It's the same information, right? Like, are you just wanting to make sure that I can copy? Like I don't. Whatever. Anyway, all right. So, wow, I get sidetracked. Okay, so. All right, so now you guys understand that. I like that. Moving forward, Dr. Phil moment. This is what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've addressed the age gap. I mean, he's looking for a job. I mean, hopefully, like he's got that fire lit under his ass. And you guys are just wanting to get him out there to San Diego so that you guys can pretty much start living life. So, right on. What, you're asking for money, right? You're saying, give me money so that I can do this thing.
Yeah.
So
the money goes straight to him.
No, but I mean, but
his withdrawals.
When I say you, I don't think anybody uses you as generally as I do, because you can be a general, all of us, right? Like a we, and like I do it all the time, and I don't know. I don't think anybody uses it like I do, like in that other context.
I think one of my bosses does that.
Well, I do it both, right? Like I use both ways, but like everybody else, I guess, just tends to use it as a singular person.
Singular, yeah.
And not a plural, whatever. Anyway, so you guys, y'all, right? You guys are over here asking us for money. You guys coming to me with your goddamn hands out, fucking talking about going to California or some bullshit like that. Fucking goddamn Beverly Hillbillies in this motherfucker, right? So, like, you guys are coming to ask for money, right?
Yeah.
So, what is your pitch? You give me your pitch. Like, what can you tell me and tell? Because you're telling me, but you're telling everybody, right?
Yeah.
What can you tell me that is gonna make me go, all right, I get it. Here's $5.
Okay. So I guess basically I've been sharing this campaign with a lot of people. And there's some things that I would have wanted to know before even doing this is kind of take what you take for granted. Basically what I'm trying to say here is you don't have to give me money, you don't have to do any of this, but we would be very grateful to have something that has a back end of people trying to support, Joshua kind of moving over here, just because in Van Wert, it's a very, very small town. The problem with trying to find a job now in Ohio is he has no car. He cannot travel anywhere.
Does he have internet?
Lives 2 hours away.
Does he have internet?
He does.
Okay, so yeah, of course.
But
well, no, but of course, because we don't Skype, right?
Oh.
But so the reason why I'm saying is because he could work for Convergys. There's an Apple Care one too. So there's one for Apple, and they'll give him a Mac if he does the Apple one. I don't remember what that is, but I mean, with a bachelor's, he'll absolutely get hired in a heartbeat, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, it depends on your area, right? Like it's what I was doing before I moved to Utah. I was doing Comcast tech support through Convergys, and I mean, I have a degree too, but like I was working from home, and I didn't have a car, like there was I was whatever, right? And so like that's what I had to do, but I mean, if he doesn't have a car, if he's working from home, and I mean, what about like stuff? I mean. Sorry, I'll come to that in a second. But anyway, that is just, if he just goes to Convergys and applies, like, it's not just Comcast. I mean, they have PayPal, like, they have eBay, like, I mean, that was the contracts when I was there. But, I mean, Convergys has been around for a long time. It's a call center, but it's working from home. It's working from home, and it's getting paid to do it.
Right.
And it's also experience. You're getting support experience, right? Mm-hmm. And that pads the resume. So, like... And what I'm also getting at is if he did that and was able to move out there, like not only would he already have a job, because he doesn't have to leave his job, right? But he can file, this is my address, and now I need an increase in pay because the cost of living is different out here, right? And so then he'll get an increase in pay. So, I mean, it is definitely an option that you guys can explore, that he can already have a job and be working. And I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but yeah, tell him like Convergys and look up the Apple one, right? He would probably be happier at the Apple one. I know a guy that's been doing that for a long time. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, you're right. I mean, you never know like how low you can get, right? But what is the money for, right? Like what don't like and what is and what is the give me the specifics of what the money's going to be used for, and also what the goal was, because I forgot what the goal was. So say that first, and then
So the goal is 1,500. And basically what the money is going to be used for is kind of for travel, as well as a hotel stay. Basically, hotels are $200 a night. And
hotels are $200 a night. The Motel 6 is well in San Diego is probably like 150. But
yeah.
But there's also like the extended stay stuff too, right? And like the extended stay stuff, you're paying like $400 a week to live there, And
but still, it's still a lot, because that's.
Well, no, it is a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying those are options you guys can explore that are maybe more, I don't know, just a better option, right? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that's basically kind of the majority of the money is going to be put into the hotel. Because I'm already paying for his flight coming here, which was $350. But that money does not really cover that. It's just covering for mostly the hotel and travel and within the city.
Okay, so all right, but 1,500 isn't going to go very far.
Right.
2 weeks if you're lucky, right? If you're like not staying in a hotel, so like 2 weeks if you're eating like. When I moved up here, I got a camping stove, and I ate freaking Chef Boyardee in a can for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like maybe 3, but like like that's what I did. But I lived in my car for a few months too, right? But I had a job. That's what I sacrificed, right, for the better life or whatever. So, so if he's doing that, then extended stay, like he maybe gets 2 weeks, so like what's long-term goals? Like we don't want to get this guy out here and then like, oh boom, 2 weeks later he's stranded and now he's got to go back home, and he's homeless, or like whatever, and now you're in depression and all the emotions that come with all that, right? So we don't want to set him up to fail, right? So like what is the long-term goal? Well, I guess the medium-term goal, because like we're talking like what about week 3, right?
Yeah, right. God. Well, we do want him mostly in an apartment of some sort. I know he's also selling his stuff on eBay, so that's going to give him a little bit more money than that 1,500.
Yeah, and I would also say that if he's moving, he'd bring his clothes and like
Yeah, he's gonna bring the most like the basic stuff.
Yeah, but then like the keepsakes obviously, but even if you can't bring them, put them in a storage somewhere,
Right.
like the smallest one he can get, right?
Yeah.
But like I would definitely say you're moving out there, just sell everything.
Yeah.
And sell it on Craigslist, and what you can't sell before you go, give it away for free. Put it on the curb, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. So there's some padding, but maybe this goes back to the already having a job when you get there thing or whatever, but I don't want to set you guys up to fail, right? Like if you want to do this, then my thing is what's week 3? Like where do you have the plan for that? Like is it just like hopes and dreams, or is there a plan?
And that's something we've.
By the way,
never
has
talked-
anybody ever asked you this many deep questions to say
No.
to say, do you want my $5?
Yeah, no.
Not my $100. Do you want my $5? Right now, we're like 45 minutes into this conversation.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just, but
Yeah.
it's not just me; it's everybody, right? So like, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, so what's week 3? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't mean to embarrass you or like make you nervous or anything, right? Like, I just honestly, that's the question I need an answer to. Like, I guess I should shut up and let you answer, right?
I mean, right now it's up in the air. We really don't have an idea where we're gonna put anything. And I'm usually the one coming up with all the ideas of what he should do. Right now, I mean, it feels like he's not cooperating enough with kind of, bringing ideas to me, and it's mostly like I'm spending endless nights like thinking about what could be done.
Well, yeah, but maybe he is too, right? So let's be fair. Let's have a Dr. Phil moment for you now, right? Like, and Pork Chop's Dr. Phil voice. Oh, it's amazing, dude. Like, I wish he was in this interview. Maybe during the podcast, he'll definitely do it, right? Because I'll make him because I own him. It's puppet dance. Anyway, so like, I mean, let's be fair, right? Like, I mean, maybe he's burnt out. Maybe you're pushing too hard. Maybe like he's going through some stuff and you're on him, right? So, like, let's not disparage him, but I mean, it does. I would really like to know a plan, right? Like, I don't, and it's not just about $5. It's like, I don't want to help you get out there and strand him. Like, that's not what this is about, right? So, well, I would like to end this, and I'd like to invite you guys to, definitely, I'm sure you'll be watching the podcast, right? But be in the chat, and we'll open it up for discussion, right? Like, after, and you guys, talk about it, and like, talk about your plan, like, give it to us, and if you can do that, and I think, and if we could really hear from Josh, is it Josh or Joshua? Which one is he like?
Joshua.
Okay, so if we could really hear from Joshua, then I think that would also help, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm blaming you for that one. Sorry, Josh. Like, Joshua, she didn't tell us. I'll tell you, right? Like, I totally blame her for that one. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'd like to know. And I guess finally, like, we did this last night. Like, plug your Twitch, right? Like, and I know you're raising money for something, but like, you can tell them about it, but that's not going to be flowing through this GoFundMe. That's like, they can do that through like subs and stuff on your donation link on your Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
So my Twitch handle is basically the Hypnotic Gamer 1. Just 1 numeral. But basically, I don't really have social media out there right now. Mostly I use Twitter, and that's kind of the Hypno Gamer 1 currently. But that's really not updated.
It's okay.
But
we all get behind on social media.
I mean, I am going to TwitchCon, so if you guys want to see me in, I believe, September in San Diego.
So how can they find you at TwitchCon?
Oh boy. I mean, that's something that's up in the air right now too. Because it's already.
Well, I guess Discord, right? Like, I mean, Discord is.
Yeah,
Discord. I mean, you guys can be like, "Oh, I'm over at the Pizza Waffle Hut."
How are they gonna find you at
Yeah, I'll
TwitchCon?
put like a
Jesus
whole,
Christ.
channel in there for like TwitchCon 2019. And kind of talk about where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna also be with Shino Kira, who's another streamer as well. And he has like a whole party room, so I'll mostly be in there. But yeah, I mean, I'll set up my Twitch. I'll set up my Discord to have a channel which is TwitchCon 2019. And I'm hoping I put my Discord link somewhere.
So well, I mean, we can do the Discord link. I think I told you how to do that. You click on it in the auto invite. Like, I mean, this is only our 3rd episode. I'm still learning. Like, I've really just been getting into the Twitch community. Like, what was it? Like a week ago? Really, like, really just talking to people and stuff. So. I just muted my burp. Sorry. No, I mean, I know you heard it, but I muted it on, so they didn't hear it. So, anyway, what was I saying? That was funny. Yeah, so the Twitch community, and what were we talking about? Sorry.
Discord.
Oh yeah, the Discord, right? So you just click on like your channel name, and then there's like the auto invite, and you just copy the link, right?
Okay.
And then like that channel link that I sent you was supposed to be for these interviews, but I'm gonna delete that. So, but you guys didn't even get into that. You just got my regular Discord. But
Yeah.
like Maddie's a good example. Like Maddie's Discord is like he's using it for a lot of things. Like he's got a lot of like user input. Like, hey, share your stream. Hey, do this. Hey, do that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and like
That's
and-
what I have.
yeah, so like I really like
Yeah.
his model. I do like plugging you again, Maddie, and then
Yeah.
so we're crowdfundedpod.com and crowdfundedpod on all the social media and Twitch. All right, well, thanks for doing this. Definitely, I'm sure there'll be some questions in chat and things people want to have answered, and Pork Chop too, right? Like, 'cause that's the big thing is him watching it. But yeah, really appreciate you being a part of it, and we'll share you out there, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, have a good day. Don't hang up.
When are you gonna?
Okay, so this is gonna be a little different because I screwed up and I didn't check the audio output source.
All right. Can you hear me now? You're muted. I mean, I know I couldn't hear you, but yeah, you mouthed the words, "I'm muted." Oh, shit. While he's trying to figure out his shit, let me go ahead and do the Dr. Phil voice. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
So my Dr. Phil.
Wait,
comes from
wait,
a
wait!
place-
Stop!
I can hear you now.
You can hear me on there now? Okay, because there's like 4 mutes. There are 4 mutes. Can you hear me now? Okay, all right. So Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil. Okay. Go ahead. And by the way, Dr. Phil should
Wait.
be his Halloween
I
costume.
can only hear you on stream. I can't hear you live.
Oh, that's because you told me to mute Skype. So now it's unmuted. So now you should be able to hear me on both.
All right, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you
Alright.
told me to mute Skype because I was listening to it on my phone and you're like, it's driving me crazy. And you sent me a text like you couldn't have put that in chat. I mean, that's, well, I know we're like pro streamers now, right? We're pro streamers with our banners hanging in the background. And, yeah. Well, no, okay, so there's mute in the sources, there's mute by making it invisible, there's mute in the live. Yeah, that's why earlier when I thought I had it muted, I wasn't muted, and why I thought I had it unmuted this time. Whatever. Okay. So, all right, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil.
All right. So Dr. Phil came from a D&D stream I was doing. I was playing a 7-int fighter named Knock Knock, but he died by he got his mind taken by a beholder, and when he got resurrected, he came back with the spirit of Dr. Phil in his head. So anytime he rolls a 15 or higher on insight, Dr. Phil comes out and becomes the voice of reason. He has brought together at least 2 families.
Bad
and has-
baby. Bad baby. Yeah, he apologized for that. He apologized for that on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
What I'd like to see from you.
I don't know why Dr. Phil became the voice of reason. I don't. It just happened in the middle of the stream, and I did it from then on.
That's my superpower, remember? That's my superpower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one I want. I want to, summon Dr. Phil at will. Fuck flying. That's my superpower.
All right, so
Hey, Doctor, that's why I said I own you. That's why I
Yeah.
said dance, puppet,
Yeah.
dance.
Alright,
Because you're my superpower. You're Dr. Phil. I can summon you at will.
got you.
It works. It fucking works.
Okay.
All right. So okay. All right. Yeah. Lightheartedness. Interview's over. Right.
Yeah.
Again, keep in mind, Pork Chop had not seen this prior, just like you guys. So, thoughts, Pork Chop, and then we'll
Okay.
then we'll turn it to questions from the audience.
All right. First question I got is all right, we're gonna go from past, and then we're gonna work our way to future. Past. Um, you said you had worked with him for about a month before y'all started talking or something like that.
I wonder what the
Was
kids call it nowadays, because I remember when my mom we called it talking, and my mom was like, "Well, we called it going steady."
It's probably going steady.
Yeah, so he'd give you your pen, and you just would be his little ray of sunshine. As we walked to school barefoot both ways in the snow in South Mississippi. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So, how long has the relationship been since that 1 month? You know, from that 1 month gap where y'all weren't talking.
And we're waiting on.
Yeah, the string. You get
Anna, Hypnotic Gamer, Anna. We're waiting on Anna to answer that question.
1 year last month was the anniversary. Oh, congratulations. That's cool. Other than the maturity and the intellect, what kind of drew you? Was there some type of magnetism? Was there just some type of spark in between you? Was it like it's like, you know, like how old souls feel like they've known each other for a while?
Listen to this motherfucker.
Well, I'm trying to get.
Was it Kismet? Did you just read Shakespeare and know, girl?
Did you know?
You know how I know you're gay?
Why is that? Because I said old souls?
Because you believe in true love. Told you, a born again demon. Born again.
Right. But let her answer. So
yeah. Go ahead, answer, please.
I felt like there was a spark between us. We never hung up. No. Okay. That's cool.
The conversation never ended.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just one continuous conversation. That's a good sign.
All right. This is the last little.
Hey, I do have a quick question. I'm sorry. I do have a quick question. Is he in the chat with us right now?
I don't think he's here right now.
I don't think he is either. I just want to know for sure. I know the Dark Prince said that he was a friend of y'all's.
Yeah, he's a mod in their channel, and her channel.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's joined in our Discord too. By the way, I got the Discord all set up. And in case you guys are wondering,
where the hot memes
we're on
are.
Anchor. We're on Anchor, which meant that now we're on Google Podcasts. We're going to be on Apple pretty soon. So we are on all your major podcasting streaming applications. Okay, so Dark Prince, yeah, but which one is Josh? I mean, Josh is Vehement, right? And Dark Prince is your friend. So Joshua is not in the chat, correct? Just want to make sure we're right on that.
Vehement.
Okay. Okay. So Vehement. All right. Sorry. Vehement is not here. I forgot. This is the internet, and we have to operate like we're on the internet. Isn't it funny how the internet is basically like truckers, like CBs, right? Basically. Until Facebook. Facebook and MySpace. destroy the internet.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Before we derail for a second, let's just go ahead and get back.
Yeah. I'm sorry. All right. So Josh is not here. That was just my question. All right. Go ahead, Pork Chop. Sorry.
All right. So were you kind of interested in the relationship, or was he kind of like? Were you playing hard to get? If you were, like, what were you like? I'm trying to see the setup. After this question, it ain't going to be any more about that. It's not. I just want to know.
So you asking how they got together? That's.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just saying. Well, because he himself was the one who started.
And I want to touch on this too, because that was a point of contention that I had in the interview. So, and there I go again. So, when we did the first interview, and of course it's my fault, nobody will ever see that, but you told me blatantly from the very beginning, and I mean excitedly so, that you pursued him, right? You were just like, wow, you know, and then like a month after, that time frame does come into play in both interviews. A month after was really when, you know, but in this interview, and that's why I said, well, that's not what you said in the last, but in this interview, you said that it was him that pursued you. And all, you know, so I would like you to clarify that. Like, were both of you wanting to pursue each other and didn't realize it, or, you know, I mean, why did that story change a little bit, and how exactly did that happen? We should get her in on we should have done this on Discord so they could have just talked.
A little bit.
Yeah, next time. Live and learn. Episode 4. Now with better audio. All right, so yeah, Hypnotic, if you could just, I'm sure you're probably typing. Sorry, that's probably my fault. Well, no, I forget that not everybody types 100,000 words a minute like I do.
Each other, however,
I'm too fast for the Bluetooth.
Wow, this girl is super cute. I was waiting.
Okay, let me read it because you read so soft. We pursued each other. However, Behemoth was the first one that said to himself, wow, this girl is super cute. I was waiting and thinking about how I would feel dating this person. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So it was kind of mutual and you didn't know it. All right. So moving on. What's the next part?
All right. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Yes, the gap is there. And where Neil Thomas has made it, I feel at a certain point.
I'm just gonna have to hide my Facebook name.
I know, right? I feel like at a certain point, if you like somebody, you like somebody. It's not like he was chasing after a 16-year-old. You know.
It happens, man. It happens, right? It happens. Like,
yeah.
I mean, not the chasing, but I mean, like, people meet that are 10, 15 years older.
Yeah.
You know, it happens, right? And then they live long, happy lives together and have kids and grandkids, right?
So, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate for a second. So, I don't feel like the gap was that big of a deal, but I could see where you were a little nervous at first. All right, now we're going to get serious for a second, okay? You talk about the hotel, and you talk about all this. Are you going to try to like get a place together?
So are we? Yeah, I think what he's touching on is what we ended the interview with is, you know, okay, what's planned for week 3, right? I know this from talking, and I can say this, that, you know, their plan is to move in together, right? To have to be together, right, in a home together. But I mean, like, if that's your question, okay, but expanding on that would be really what I ended the interview with, right?
Yeah. Pretty much is just because $1,000 is a lot, but it's really not.
$1,000 is a lot in Hot Coffee, Mississippi. All right.
Yeah, $1,000, $1K is a lot.
$1,000 can get me a lot at the So-So BP, is what we were saying.
California,
but at the San Diego high class BP, where they got sushi,
yeah,
you know.
So my question is, do you feel like and you can say, you know, whatever you want.
Hold on, she's answering. All right. I'm living with my parents right now. I cannot get out of my place till I finish college. So for now, this is the plan. He will be staying at a hotel or apartment, and I will help pay for something. He is selling some things on eBay, and this is why he is looking for jobs. All right. Right. So, but what Pork Chop is getting at is the same thing that I kind of asked at the end. Is like it's just not going to go very far, right? So I mean,
that's why I'm about to ask this next question. Do you feel like $1,000 is actually shortchanging it? Do you feel like you should actually go for more? I mean,
I mean, like again, so she's like, right? He's selling some stuff on eBay. So like, how much money? Like, give us a guesstimate. How much money you think after he sells everything he wants to sell and whatever, right? You guys think you will have besides what you're asking for on your GoFundMe account?
Because $1,000 is feasible. It is feasible to get $1,000 on Kickstarter. It is.
3,500 altogether, maybe a little bit more. So okay, so that's besides the GoFundMe, right? And he has two.
Oh, he has 2,000. Okay.
He has $2,000.
Oh.
Yeah. See, that's something that's never been brought up. But TwitchCon is costly. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? And I want to touch on this too because you brought up TwitchCon earlier, and I'm sorry, Pork Chop, if I'm stealing your thunder here, right? I have lingering questions, right? Like, I think you're gonna have to sacrifice your TwitchCon, right? Like, I know you don't want to, but at least sacrifice it more. Parts of it, maybe show up in the parking lot, do a stream, and ask people to come meet you out there or something. I don't know, but like. You're wanting to do extra stuff when you got a need, and that's not good Mississippi Baptist values. That's Kathy would not approve of that, right? They might talk about you in church when you're not around.
Bring it back in, man.
I'm just saying. I mean that's serious for me. Like I
know. I
mean for me, like this is. Like I want to help them get out there, but
I get you.
You know, we can't be doing luxury stuff. You know.
Oh no. Okay. No. Look. Okay.
No. Hey, hold on. No, this is serious questions, right? Like, I mean, this is just we're backing it up. We're not trying to offend you, right? And not trying to upset you either. We know why you set up the GoFundMe, right? But what we're saying is like you're trying to raise money for more than one thing, and we kind of feel like maybe you should do one at a time. Right, like you should prioritize. If TwitchCon is what's important right now,
well,
then that's what should be important.
Now, there's double edged because this is what can, but won't. This is what she could actually find a good market at TwitchCon, find a good partnership.
Well, that's
like that.
Why I said yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let her say something.
Yeah, all right, but let me say my last thing. I know we're so bad. That's why next time we're bringing you on Discord, right? We're gonna get the audio in. Sorry, that's totally our fault. But I'm not talking about like even giving up on TwitchCon. What I'm saying is maybe you don't do it the way you wanted to do it, right? Like that's what I'm saying. You prioritize. Let's get this piece done first, and then now we'll focus on this piece after we make sure we got this taken care of, regardless of how you do it. That's what I mean. All right, so go ahead. Well, no, we understand that, Hypnotic. We do. We know that this isn't. I mean, I'll let you promote your Twitch, right? But this is something that we know about you, right? So it plays a factor, right? So I know this piece of information about you, so it plays a factor in my decision-making process of how I judge the situation, right? So. Yeah, and so I know that you're also trying to go to TwitchCon, and so is he.
Now, what she's saying is the TwitchCon has nothing to do with the GoFundMe money. That is Twitch donation. That is a whole nother situation.
No.
That's like saying
but it's not.
Your gas money is tied into your...
Yeah, but it is. Your gas money is tied into this, too. I'm talking about budgeting. I'm talking about responsibility.
Man, okay, hold on.
Well, no. Well, so I have TwitchCon on my stream. I know, guys, but it is separate. You're not here to push that. I understand. Forget that. You're arguing something that I know that it is different, okay? But you need to listen to what I am saying. It is different in that it is different events and you're raising money for it separately, yes. What I am saying is you should not at this moment be raising money for two separate things. What I am saying is you should prioritize as an adult to be responsible with your money, especially when you are asking for someone to donate to you, right? And you have to say, what do I want people at this time to donate to me for? And is that TwitchCon, or is that getting Joshua to San Diego? And that's just a decision I feel you need to make. And you need to put all of your efforts to that goal. And when that goal is met, then you move to the next goal, right? That's all I'm saying, right? That's prioritization. To me, if you're if you're asking for more than one thing and you're not putting your goals towards it, to one specific thing, then it's not as important as maybe you believe it to. And that's personal belief, right? That's my message that I'm saying. And we can leave it at that, right? We can leave it at that, but that's just how I'm viewing it. Hypnotic. I mean, again, we're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on, right?
Man,
no,
hold on.
We're gonna move on.
You're telling her what to do with her money. Just
no.
Take yourself out of the equation for a second. This is not about you. Just hold on. Let me ask her some questions, and then you can say whatever you want. But just hold on for a second. Just hold on.
You're literally no. Look, and this is not going to go out the window. But you're literally asking me to do what I said let's do, which is move on. And instead, you decided you were going to lecture me for a sentence about how we should move on. So yeah, I said that, and then you followed it up, right? So we're both saying move on, right? Okay, all right. Now let's move on.
All right. Personally, all right. I believe in her GoFundMe. I believe in it. I'll give it. Okay. But next time, man, you can't tell people what to do with their money.
Well, no, but no. I'm not telling. No, see, here's the thing. No, here's the thing, right? And this feels like this just went off the rails, but it is what it is, right? This is about what I would do if I were asking or if I came across somebody that was asking for money. This isn't about what Porkchop would do. This is about what Thomas would do, and later is your questions correct. But what I do is I say, okay, well, what is your situation like, right? You're asking for money for something. I need to know what else you're spending your money on. And that is part of my decision-making process, right? And that's it. I'm just giving my thoughts on it, right? And nobody has to do what I say, right? But as me, as what I view the responsible thing to do is if I wanted Joshua in San Diego and I wanted to get him there, then, I would put TwitchCon on hold until I could. And if Twitch was more important, then I would get TwitchCon, right? I don't think that's a horrible thing to say. I tried to. I tried to move on, but it got brought back and I got lectured, right? And you guys, I mean,
well,
and then
you're
steadily
lecturing her.
No, but then I'm not. Well, I am because she's 20 years old. I'm 35, and so yes, I have kids, and I'm being the dad right now. I'm being Dr. Phil right now. It's Dr. Phil moment, right? Like that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
right?
But that's not your job. It wasn't. Your job was to interview her.
Porkchop. This is our job to talk about it afterwards. We talked about Jason and Aaron, and we were good with Jason and Aaron, right? That's not my only point of contention, and my other point of contention is Joshua's failed every moment to talk to me. Like there were 2 different times. I mean, like one time I did talk to him in Skype, and he was like, "Yeah, let's get the interview. I'll do it." And then, he didn't show up when we had to redo the interview. He didn't contact me to get another interview, and Hypnotic and I have talked a few times, in Discord and whatnot, and he's not in the chat, right? I don't think his heart's, Insomniac, sure, but if this was important, he'd do it. And even in the interview, you did say, hey, I'm the one, you said, I'm the one coming up with most of the ideas. You said that, right? So if Porkchop's okay with it, and, all right, but, I didn't want to get to this quickly, but for me, there's not enough there for me to say that I would give to your campaign. And that's not anything negative towards you. I just would like to see you guys prioritize better, right? Prioritize better, show me a plan, and then let's move forward. I'm not talking about him negatively. I'm just speaking what I believe to be true. And that's it. That's my take on it. And we did say from the very beginning that we would always be honest. Always. If we found something, we would still share their link, and we have. But if we didn't say that we didn't feel comfortable giving to it, then we would say why. And that's my reasons why. And I think she's a wonderful person. I do. I just don't think his heart's in it, and I don't have enough information I would give to another campaign before I would hers. And I'm sorry, man. That, you know, that's just my thoughts on it.
All right.
And you feel free to give yours now. Feel free.
All right. Everything that happened aside, forget about that. Okay, this is me talking now. I believe in trying to give something to somebody who is trying, and it definitely seems like she's trying. So get it.
Real
you don't.
Hypnotic. He didn't mean you. He just meant everybody. Calm down. Sorry. I just want to make sure you know he's not talking directly about you. Go ahead.
So, okay. We're split here. It's 50-50. He doesn't feel like he give. I would give. So there.
Okay.
There.
But so you were going to explain, and so like, please explain why it is that you would give.
The reason why is because she's actually trying. She's trying. She's setting this up for him, and I also know what it's like to be in a small town out in the middle of nowhere, because I'm from a middle of nowhere, Mississippi. I understand that there's no IT jobs here. I've got a degree from a JCJC, and there's no jobs here because they're pumping out the same degrees hundreds of times.
I know.
So I would actually
and he's trying to change it. He's trying to, to quote A Knight's Tale, change the stars. I get it. And maybe look, maybe he's just burnt out, right? I get that too. But in my point of contention, actually, I just would like to see him prioritize a little better. That's a piece of advice. That wouldn't keep me from giving them money. What keeps me from actually donating at this time is just that, I just want to see some effort, and I don't see any effort. And how to, if I don't see any effort now, practice like you play, right? You remember that from, every football practice you ever had, right? You practice like you play. And if, I can see some good oomph and, I just don't feel like he really wants this as much as she does. That's all,
Man, okay, like I said, I'm going to back up for a second. Okay, he was working full-time with the internship while being a full-time student. How was he supposed to make the money?
That was a year ago. Because her timeline with the year anniversary, that's something that hasn't really matched up very much either. She said that he graduated in May of last year, and he hasn't worked since then. So so it has to be a little bit longer than a year that they've been together, but that he was doing the internship while he was in school. So for a year, and like I said, take the summer. I think maybe that was in the first interview, but I was like, hey, take the summer, a couple weeks, chill out, do your thing, and then you get on it. But it's been a year, and I understand roadblocks or whatever, and that's why I say, look, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He just may be burnt out. I totally understand that. I just want, before I give money, I just want to see some more effort, right? Because in this process, I've seen hers just not his. That's all. And this is a twofold thing, right? I'm just saying I'm hesitant. That's all, right? I think you guys took that really way, way too harshly. But it was just my honest opinion, that's all. Sorry, I should shut up and let you talk. Are you reading chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know, but he has internet, and I told you guys about Convergys. Maybe you didn't know about that, but and I just... Again, like I said, maybe he's burnt out. Like you said, that's my thoughts on it. And I appreciate anybody in chat. Oh, okay. I get it. Anybody in chat that would. So I was being very kind, I thought. Right. So, yeah, like, all right, here's the deal, Hypnotic. So you can, we can move on from this, and you can answer any more questions from Pork Chop, and I'll sit here and not say anything else. I was going to save my piece for the end, and it kind of came out. Or you can answer questions from chat, or we can end it. You know, I'll leave it up to you. I will, but we're not going to get hung up on this any longer with dead air and whatnot. We're going to move on, one way or the other. And I fully believe in you, by the way. I believe you, you know, because you came to me, you did the interview with me, you're pushing this, you're in the chat. Where's he? That's my lingering question.
All right. So I'm trying to just neutral it out for a second. Just neutral it.
I know.
All right. In your opinion, and this is not going against anything that's been said. It's not, you know,
so please my opinion or the audience or her Hypnotic or audience or who?
In her opinion.
Okay, Hypnotic. Okay.
In her opinion. Okay. Knowing the struggle that is love and life, and you know, knowing the struggle. Do you yourself have faith in the transition? Let's not talk about the job. Let's talk like that, because if you want him out there, do you want him out there? Do you want him out there?
Oh yeah, she does. I can tell you that. She absolutely does.
Yes, I have faith in the transition.
Okay.
All right. My main thing is I'm more emotional on this situation. I feel I have been someone who has been across the country from somebody and believed in it. I don't like that. That also failed.
Hey,
But
by the way,
that was my fault. That was my fault.
So have I,
Yeah.
and it was my fault too. All right. But and let me lead with this. For those who don't know me, Ben Shapiro is my hero. Facts don't care about your feelings, right? Like I won't, like I just like if I come across that way, I understand. But I actually, my heart's in the right place.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, with your faith right now, I would donate. I would. Because I feel like there's a fire there, and I would donate to the fire. That's just me.
Yeah, and Hypnotic. Yeah, I believe you have your stuff together. Absolutely, right? Like nothing. Again, nothing to disparage your character. I should stop saying the word disparage. I think I just got my lexicon the other day. But again, yeah. But okay, I won't make my case again. It's fine. Sorry.
All right. Now I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Tell me yourself directly, like not chat, not anybody. Tell me directly right now, in a few seconds, why I should give to you. It could be a simple sentence. It could be a couple sentences. Just connect to me right now, straight ahead. Just me and you. Tell me.
And we're on the 9th hole.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Mickelson going back to his bag. There is a slight wind from the southeast. And oh my God, there is a seagull and a woodpecker. And they are driving a 94
Ford
Nissan Altima. I didn't know that we allowed cars in the golf course. I thought this was. Oh, she's back.
You should give him because it's been filling out at Pittsburgh. Okay, he is at a loss because the job opportunities are not in Ohio. Trust me, I know. I know. I also know that there's a better job market in San Diego. I get that. So, like I said, I would give to your fire. That's what I would. That's my opinion. Is I'd give to the fire. Is there anybody in chat that has any questions?
Yeah, let's definitely take it to chat. If the Dark Prince is still there, if he has any questions. He said he was blowing up with them. I wish you could see who your viewers were.
You can. It's that sprocket right there. Oh, not the sprocket, but the thing next to the sprocket.
The thing next to the sprocket. Oh, okay. Says we have. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Okay, the question mostly was a joke, but give me a minute to get serious, is what Dark Prince says. Alright. Well, I guess you could do the @ symbol, it would tell you who was in chat. Yeah. We, definitely should do the Discord audio next time, because this dead air is not good to have at all.
Yeah.
Dude, we're an hour and 46 minutes into this. Wow. Time really does fly. Hey, Himnani, don't worry about it, okay? I did, it's fine. I understand. I mean, we all do that, right? Like, I just want to be clear, right? That I'm not in any way I just have questions that still linger, right? And I do, and again, I believe that he is putting in applications, and we've talked about different, I gave you guys some advice on different ways that you could, maybe get his name higher up the list. All right, here's Dark Prince. I understand how this thing works. So when Porkchop said to him personally, he meant, how would you connect with potential donator emotionally? Why would they feel for you specifically? Because many people are in the same or similar position, and it's hard, so people overreact and stuff, and it is understandable. So I'm going to ask the same question Porkchop did in a different way to help you. Why should they feel for you specifically in an emotional way? And that's a good translation. All right, so now we wait on some typing. And
I'll go ahead and get my transition up, because I feel like
yeah, we do need to wrap this up. So I think this is going to be the last piece I think the Dark Prince is going to be the only one to ask questions. So we'll give her a chance certainly to respond. Are you side chatting some people over there? Are you cheating on the podcast? Are you cheating on the podcast?
I'm doing some Discord shit on the side.
You cheating on some podcasting?
A little bit. I'm doing some Discord side on the side.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame.
Well, it was other markets. It was the talks.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if I was doing a podcast, I might not be answering some Discord and text messages. I'm just saying, personally. All right. I think they should feel for me in a way, because I know Vehement has had a hard time, and it's been hard for both of us not to see each other personally. It's only mostly video. We really want to see each other. Yes, and I agree with you there, right? Again, you've put every other thing aside for me, right? Like, I mean, you guys, like, internet relationships, if they're gonna last, they're gonna last. If you've made it a year, they're probably gonna last, right? So, like, every other piece, like, you've put aside for me. It's just, I just, again, I appreciate you coming on. I do. I appreciate you coming on. I think if you guys could put those to rest for me, I'd be happy to, I'd be happy to give to your campaign too. It's just, that's the blocking point for me. Porkchop, any last words on it?
No, like I said, I said my part about the Like I believe in her, and I'd give to the fire.
Okay, and look, thank you, Hypnotic Gamer. Thank you for talking with me. Thank you for coming and you know, putting yourself out here, right, and subjecting you. Oh, okay, Dark Prince. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Give me one last word. And we're waiting on the Dark Prince. The Dark Prince is blessing one of Mickelson's clubs right now. We all knew it. We did. It's going to be. That's why the Ultima, the Dark Prince was here. Ah, it makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense. Of course, this must be the Disney version. That must have been his lovable demon sidekicks. The ones that he punishes all the time. Wait, is this a ripoff of Hercules? I believe it is.
It sounds like a ripoff.
Why are we doing that? Okay. It's hard to get a job, but even harder to be far away from a loved one. This is a couple who is trying to get their life together and make something useful out of it. They want to create a life together, right? But not having enough money is hard, especially in a place like San Diego. It is a nice couple that loves each other a lot, and they just want to make a good life and living out of it. So they are working hard trying to make something out of it, and any help would be appreciated. And yeah, that's a good word, right? Like, I think everybody here understands that. Everybody's on the same page about the reasoning behind this and all that good stuff. Again, right, for me, it's just maybe the guy's, I don't know, man. Maybe he just doesn't like public things. Maybe he's got anxiety. I don't know, right? It's just, for me, where is he? That's it, right? Like, that's my final word on it. If he's into this, let's see his face. I want him here, right?
She told you he was asleep.
Well,
she told you that he had a different schedule.
Yeah, and you know, I would have been up for it. I'm sorry. Like, you know, 2 weeks notice insomnia is not a good excuse for me. That's why I'm not taking it. But anyway, but Hypnotic, you're a wonderful person. You're an amazing, you know, like, I've talked to you, like, I'm hope you good things, and I hope you guys get out there and everything works out great for you. You know, let me see it from him, and I'd be happy to help you guys out. All right. So, anybody else? Anything? Thank you. He is a streamer, so how could he not like public things? Okay. Well, yeah. Then again, you're right. If that's the case, then anxiety and being out in public's, you know, introvert streamer here in public stuff is a big hit on my anxiety. Yeah, Sass. I mean, I think I'm being very open to being wrong here. I need to see it. That's all. Right. So, and look, guys, the reason why I'm this way about this is because, and Porkchop helped me. I'm not saying I didn't have help. I had help. Me and Porkchop sat in Walmart parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning talking about it. Am I going to do this or am I going to go? I had my car packed up, and I was like, am I going to stay or am I going to go? I was like, I only got like a couple $100 or something like that. And Porkchop was like, well, here's, you know, $200-300. I don't remember how much it was, right? And so, like, I had help, but I also had to drive. And when that decision was made, I got out here, I did my interviews, I did it, you know, and I lived in my car in gas stations, and I took, you know, gas stations, truck stops at Walmart. I hopped around for 3 months. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a soul up here. You know, that's what I did. And I worked every day, and I took a shower at work, and on the weekends, maybe I'd take a drive out to the desert or something, but, you know, and trust me, I can tell you how to do it. You know, you can, yeah, and she said that. Maybe they didn't make it an interview too, but he's moved across, right, the country several times. But I'm just saying, I had that drive, and I did it, and that's why I'm so hard on this situation, I think, because it's very similar to mine, minus the coupling, right? So, you know, just let me see the drive. I'll be happy to help you out, help him get out there. That's it. All right, so let's move on, right? Do you want to take a break? You want to take a break?
No, let's just go ahead, just go straight into it.
All right. Let's,
because I got it's almost 7 o'clock, and
well, I know. Well, we're gonna play. All right, so I'll just
do my short one, and then yeah.
No, I mean, look, you do whatever you want, right? But let me move. Yeah. Let me move the. If I can get it to work right. All right, Discord. Let me move everything around so you're in the focus. and then me on the other side. And I will get this figured out. Well, now that I know that from Sass, I'll get this figured out. By the way, you guys, really, Sass is good, man. Like, he's good on his, not pork chop injury, pork chop contact. All right, guys. Let me play your music real quick.
All right, yeah, the music's over. Yeah.
I think I know a way to do it. Nah, Sass is a brilliant streamer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pork Chop. He says that I'm the human element, but that's bullshit. You just saw what happened. I'm the robot, and that's the human right there. But he's the human that's going to tell you about robots and t-shirts and all kinds of cool shit. You know, whatever he finds interesting, it's not just going to be tech. I mean, like last week it was t-shirts. I mean, Port just is on there finding some cool stuff. So that is kind of the bonus of this. That's going to be our second half. That's going to be the lighthearted side. And so now I'm hearing about this for the first time, just like he heard that interview for the first time. So I'm right there with you guys. Pork Chop, take it.
All right.
Whoa! You just got white. You must have pulled up a really white screen.
Yeah, okay. I did.
Okay.
Since this is the Mother's Day stream,
Mother's Day.
I found something that I thought was, you know, pretty much close to home for Mother's Day. Everybody who is a mother in this, you know, digital age is subscribed.
Let me get this right. This whole half a podcast is Kathy friendly.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. For the first part of the half, yes. Okay. All right. So, in this digital age, pretty much all the new mothers or expecting mothers have subscribed to at least one Instagram or Facebook or some blog of a mommy blog. We know mommy blogs exist. We know we got you. We got this. But sometimes those blogs can expand beyond the digital age into the paper age. And this is where I want to come up with this. Coming out of a place called New Smyrna.
Hey, real quick, like, can you just like make the image, the screen a little smaller, or like turn your brightness down or something? There you go. I thought I was watching Powder for a minute.
All right. So, coming up from a place called New Smyrna Beach, Florida, is this mommy blogger that was called Calm Your Baby Tits. And
calm your baby tits.
Calm your baby tits.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to calm them baby tits on down, okay?
Yeah. So, Calm Your Baby Tits it's a blog apparently that was filled with witty and true life stories from a millennial mom. We're not going to judge the millennial. We're not. This is just one of those mommy blogs, and it sounded funny.
Okay.
If you've got a name that's going to draw me, this drew me. Calm Your Baby Tits.
No, I like it.
Well, yeah. So what became
I question your search history after, but I like it.
Yeah. Well, from the blog, from the funny stories, from the rants and all like that, she compiled it and, expanded upon that. And she, the lady's name, I don't remember the lady's name, Jessie Thompson, sorry. Jessie Thompson. She created a 35-chapter book on the hilariousness and true stories of what it was like for her to be a mom. They range from husbands and budgets, poop-related incidents with toddlers, and extreme cases of Disney-induced joy and trauma. Okay. And the thing is that none of these stories that's in the book is recycled. So this is whole brand new intellectual properties that she took the blog and then decided we're going to write a book, and it's not about what I did. So it's not like, hey, I copied this and brought it over here. This is a whole new.
She didn't steal it from other people, like, and this isn't her blog at all that you could go read for free. She's like,
No.
all right, I've taken my experience here, and now I'm translating it into this book
Yes.
with more stuff.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had to so I could read.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
All
fine.
right. And if you are reading or typing anything in chat, I can't see it yet because I'm fully into the Kickstarter.
He is in
so I can
Kickstarter immersive mode.
Okay. No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's a little expensive. You know, I told you last week we had the T-shirt. I mean, not last week, but the last time we had the entry level, and then there was like the mid tier, and then there was like the $200 T-shirt.
Yeah. There was a lot of different tiers. Yeah.
This one only has one tier,
Oh.
but you can pledge without getting a reward. So it's pretty much you can give $1 or something like that. You just want to help out.
Yeah.
But if you pledge $100, you get a copy of the book. Like you'll get one of the first copies off of the book, and it's signed by the author. So you get a personalized.
So you get a first edition personalized signed copy. And how much was that tier?
That tier was $100.
$100.
$100, and it's
but if you're looking for the perfect gift for Mother's Day, next year, because you're a bastard if you're still looking for a gift for Mother's Day at 6:00 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
Yeah.
Even Hawaii doesn't have excuses at this point.
I know. It's a limited run. They want 100
Guam is
backers.
flipping Hawaii off.
Limited to 100 backers. So far they've done 8, and it really just started. Like we're I think into day 6.
What is that? 10 grand? 10 grand's $100, right? 10 grand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But what it is that every bit of the money goes to getting the book. I mean, the book, she said, is already written. It just needs to be formatted, printed, and the cost of the formatting and the printing and
publishing costs.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's pretty much what she's looking for right now.
Okay, can you go ahead and share the link in the chat?
Copy.
You're a mod, so you shouldn't have to.
And
have
paste.
permission.
Right there.
All right, so there, Pork just posted it in chat. If you guys want to go check it out. So was it just the username that drew you to it? Yeah. So,
what happened was like last week, like when it first kicked up, I searched in mother. Pretty much just like I was looking for a lot of just seeing if there was any Mother's Day stuff that would really pop up.
Hey, go ahead and minimize that browser.
All right.
Since you're not using it right this second. All right.
One of the first things that popped up was "Calm Your Baby Tits,"
That's awesome.
and when I saw that, I was like, I'm in.
Somebody at Kickstarter saw that username and was like, I don't give a shit. She's on top. She is on top.
She's on top of it.
Best Kickstarter username since, last year.
Now, here's the thing. Do I know anything about this blogger? I do not. Do I know anything about her blog? I do not.
Is there a link to the blog on the Kickstarter?
I'm pretty sure if you just search "Calm Your Baby Tits,"
I'm not searching "Calm Your Baby Tits."
And then you did a safe search.
A safe search? No, I'm not doing that.
It's a safe search of
I am not doing that with your browser and Tor. I am not with 3 VPNs. No.
Yeah.
Sir.
Now,
at a Starbucks in Wyoming. No.
Just search it.
Just search it. Just search it.
Just look for baby tits.
Just look for baby tits. It's fine. Baby tits. That's what this podcast is really about, ladies and gentlemen. Baby tits.
All right.
We need you to call them.
Now
that's going to be our first emoji
goes
or
to the
emote
3
or whatever.
questions.
Call me your baby tits.
All right. Well.
That'll
All right.
be a
So.
bottle.
All right. Give me your questions because pretty much I've presented everything I know about it.
Well, no, it's cool. I mean, I like it. I mean, you found something for Mother's Day. I like it. I mean, it's not really a guy interesting thing. I mean, would I buy a book that for myself, like especially a first edition signed copy of a woman's day to day from raising kids and being a mother, and no, it's no interest to me, right? But I'm also a dad who has all of my own stories and love my children too, right? So like, if I wrote a book, would I expect moms to buy it? No, right? So like, it's cool. I think it's a good. I think it's definitely a good gift for Mother's Day next year.
Yeah. All right.
Or if like
any-
maybe you're Doctors Without Borders and you're in Africa and you don't have internet and you're helping really needy people, or maybe you're in communist China because you're looking for further proof that Pork Chop's a communist, and so that's very important to world society and the government as a whole, because we need to prove that he is indeed the security risk that we all know him to be. Then yeah, perfectly fine to miss Mother's Day. It's totally acceptable. I don't really have any questions, man. I think it's a good find. I like your thinking on it. And you look for Mother and you found a cool name, and it's like, hey, that's a Pork Chop way to find it. I totally agree with it.
All right. So, the three questions that I always ask. One, am I interested in it? I'm going to say this is going to be a soft no. This is just not for me. Two, do I believe it's for others? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Do I say? Number three, do I believe in the Kickstarter? I believe that with a good name like that. Yeah, I believe with a good name like that, and just if I knew her and knew of the blog, I would definitely try to go. I'd go for it.
Okay.
But like I said, this was not for me, but it's for others. It's for others. I give this 3 pork chops out of 4 for creativity of the name.
We got 3 pork chops out of 4. No, did we get any extra sides, some gravy, any sausage gravy? Nothing?
No, I'm going to go 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. Okay.
And then I'm also going to say that
75% rating.
I believe with a name, Calm Your
For
Baby
those of you
Tits.
that know math.
I believe with those.
3/4 sorry.
With I believe with a name like Calm Your Baby Tits, I don't believe this is going to be Kathy friendly.
I mean, no, I think it would be, and here's why I say I'm gonna argue with Pork Chop on the podcast again. That's gonna be our clips. Yeah. Thomas argues with Pork Chop, clip number 15. Because it's the whole show your tatas thing, right?
Yeah.
Support Kathy probably has a shirt somewhere that says show your tatas because of that, right? So
well, I mean
Miss
she
Kathy,
does have
Miss
a cancer awareness shirt out there, so I'm not sure.
I mean, or show your tatas bracelet or something, right? Yeah. So it's that mom humor. I think it probably would be Kathy friendly, right? I do. So we'll just disagree on that one. Anyway, all right. So
going into the quick one.
Yeah.
I said that was for Mother's Day. Okay. Now I'm going to give you something that's for both of us.
No.
Yeah, this is going to be, and I'm not sure.
Is it our anniversary?
It's our anniversary. No, hold on.
The first time.
I'm going to say something now about Thomas and I when we went to.
I was trying to think of something not gay. I couldn't.
You couldn't. When we went to a place. When we went to our elementary school, we went to Calhoun Elementary, and there was a series of books that had three books. There was 3 books into it, and Neil stole one copy.
Oh, okay.
I stole another copy.
Yeah, and randomly we stole 2. Hold on. So there's part 1, part 2, part 3. And randomly, I stole one of the books. Randomly, he stole one of the books, and neither one of us knew about it from our elementary school library. And then, we were 20s. We discovered it, right? What's the book? What's the book?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes. Do you guys remember Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? That ghost book for kids that really probably shouldn't have been for kids. That had that creepy ass thing on the cover.
I think you had volume 1, and I had volume 2 that had the witch on the front.
See, I had the one that had the creeper dude's face
with the pipe.
Yeah. Man, SAS. I keep saying SAS. It's SAS. I know what it is, but it's Lambo. I'm just gonna call you fucking Lambo because that's what everybody calls you on. But Lambo fucking says he forgot about it. That's great.
All right, now, scariest story is to tell in the dark. Merchandise
Are you serious?
based on the original Nick Noir oil paintings.
Wow, man. Those
28
paintings,
days.
dude. Like, if I had a haunted house, those paintings would be on every room. Those
I know,
were
right?
amazing, dude.
Just started, 28 days to go. They want $1,000 for the goal. One backer so far. Now, here's the short description. It says, I'm going to be honest, I've been making Kickstarters for years. I roll my eyes at the very thought of making a campaign before I actually set one up, just because I know that it seems people mostly spend their money on stupid shit.
At least he's honest.
Yes, yeah. Whether this campaigner does well or not is no concern to mine. I just want to do what I enjoy, and I'm going, regardless of how many times. What's that?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to do what I enjoy, regardless of how many times I fail, and I'm just going to keep making the campaign over and over.
That's awesome. You should email this guy. No. Look, I know, like, you should definitely email this guy and say, look, man, we featured you on the podcast. Would you mind coming and talking to us?
Yeah.
Right. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, what he has
Or girl.
is it's a guy.
Okay.
It is, and guy's name is Nicholas Andrew, based out of South Haven, Mississippi.
He's in Mississippi.
South
Dude,
Haven,
South Haven. He's in the ghetto, but still, you probably got better. You probably got better internet connection than he has. He's over in Brookhaven.
Well, he's right there. No, he's right outside Memphis. So.
Oh yeah, but isn't Brookhaven up towards Memphis too?
Brookhaven's towards.
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay. All right, so this is what you get. There's different.
Geography lesson on the podcast.
There's different pledges.
Geography lesson.
the different prices, you get certain things. Okay, for $20 or more, you get a mug. Okay, choose from any of the mentioned illustrations, and I forgot to mention $20 for a mug, but you get to choose between the Bride, Skull Pipe, Herald, Coffin, the Big Toe, Headlights,
That's right.
Ghost, The Thing, White Wolf, Figure, The Chimney, The Appointment, Spiders, Head Soup, and my pretty Gypsy Woman, Cemetery Soup, The Dream, and Severed Head. Pretty much every chapter had that little picture when it first started. He's doing original art of that.
That's cool.
So,
so wait, he's doing okay. All right, so he's doing the original art because he doesn't have the copyrights for the actual oil paintings, so he has to do his own rendition.
Yes. But if you look at it, he's doing a damn good job. Like, the skull pipe looks real skull pipe. All right, so $20 you get to choose the illustration on the mug.
Coughing, but he just posted the link in the chat. Okay,
$25 you get the any of the mentioned illustrations under ladies' tee. But that's pretty much like for $25 you can get a male's t-shirt or a female's t-shirt. The only problem is the sizes are really not that big.
Pipe was the one that I stole.
Yeah. Small to extra large is pretty much what they're doing. And they ship internationally, anywhere in the world. $30 or more, you get pillows of the art. So, if you are a fan of sleeping and you don't want to anymore...
How long have you been waiting to make that joke? So if you're a fan of sleeping and you really hate yourself... and if you're a fan of sleeping and you're also a sadist...
yeah. You get a 16 by 16 pillow.
Masochist, not sadist.
And the thing is that, it's all black, all black back. So one side's going to be the fully colored or whatever, how it's going to be. And then the back side of it's just going to be a solid black. It's got a concealed zipper so you can hide your weed. And the pillow, pillow is included. So
That's
you
cool,
get,
man. So you can put your weed in there too. That's cool.
Yeah. $30, you get a canvas tote.
Is he selling the pipe? Is there a tier where I can get the pipe?
I'm sorry, I don't think that's going to be the. I said canvas. I'm sorry, it's polyester. It's polyester with black cotton handles.
The world is my
Um,
canvas.
but it's height of 13 inches, length of 13 inches, width of 3 inches. So you're pretty much looking like you're not looking at a beach. I said bitch tote. A beach tote. You're not looking at a beach tote, so it's not looking like one of these big ones, but it's going to be one of those. You could definitely put a couple of books in it.
Right on. That's cool. So, all right, which?
And then you got two more.
Oh,
No,
two
three,
more tiers.
4, 5. Shit, it keeps going.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
god. Okay, so let's skip them all the way to the top. What's top tier get me? And maybe so tell me second to top and then top tier.
All right, second to top, you get shower curtains.
Oh. So
It's 71 inches by 74 inches, 100% polyester.
Lambo says bitch and tote, by the way.
Bitch and tote, yeah. 12 button hooks for the hook placement, so it's not one of those ones that have the ones already attached to it, but it's the ones that you can attach to it. Water repellent coating, cold wash in the gentle, which is weird because you're taking a hot shower.
Well, no, okay, so for those of us that have lived on our own before, you have more than one shower curtain. You buy the cool one, like my Starry Night Van Gogh, and then you put a cheap plastic one behind it.
Oh, okay.
The figurative one, the decorative one, goes on the outside and never hangs on the inside of your bathtub pork chop. You split them, and you can wash them.
Well, I always got the plastic
because
ones that
they
were
get
painted.
dirty.
I always got the plastic ones that were painted, so it was just like, hey, is that a submarine? Is that a shark?
No, I understand. I just was making fun of you for not
I got
knowing
you.
something.
All right, so
But no, okay. So second, all right, shower curtains and what else?
for $100, Thomas, original oil painting.
Oh, so you really get one of his like oil paintings?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
16 inches by 20 inches, original oil painting. Choose from any of the illustrations.
Cool. How much was it?
For $100,
Oh,
you get.
okay. Is that all you get, or do you get everything below it too?
I think it's just a single.
Well,
a
yeah,
single
I
thing.
think that's probably it. Yeah, he should have like a $500 package or something that you get all of
Yeah.
it. That'd be cool.
But
And how much is he trying to raise altogether?
he's only trying to raise $1,000.
Oh,
Like this is literally somebody just going, hey, I
so
did
this
some
is
art.
more like a getting my word out here and saying, hey guys, I can do this for you if you want.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then so it's kind of like
And-
his store.
Yeah. So
Okay.
pretty much he's like, and he says, I don't care if it keeps failing. I'm just going to keep doing it anyway. Because apparently he's already got the art. Right?
So I think you really should reach out to this guy, and I think it's pretty obvious, but we're not affiliated with any of these campaigns.
Hold on. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Hey, Miss Kathy, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you and yours. I hope it's been a wonderful day, Miss Kathy.
Just leave it. I got. Oh,
I know you can't hear me right now, and your son can.
all right.
Oh, Miss Kathy? Miss Kathy, are you there? Oh.
Got to wrap this up.
Oh
Gotta
yeah, all right.
it
We'll
up.
wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. Okay, so you can go ahead and hang up. Like I didn't want to. I'll talk about something else I want to talk about. But so yeah, all right. The $100 gets you the original oil painting. And what I was gonna say is I think you should reach out to this guy, tell him for real. Like we mentioned him on the podcast, see if he'll like do an interview with you and maybe a follow up next time.
Yeah, I'll send a message to him in a second.
Okay, all right. Well, you can
but I
ahead and hang up.
gotta go do
Yeah,
Mother's
yeah,
Day
Dude,
stuff.
that's cool. Hang up. We'll see you next time. All right, so I gotta get rid of that. Oh no. Okay, so I wanted to say real quick, and I'll talk to Pork Chop about this later, but I think I'm gonna do like a midweek stream that is just about just talking to the community and about like different streaming techniques and stuff like that. Just because I'm new to this and I don't know a whole lot, and I want to ask people questions. And I think it's kind of crappy that I keep like blowing other people's streams up and being like, oh, I know you're playing this, but hey, talk to me about this that I want to talk about. So anyway, that being said, we're going to do this. It might be like a Wednesday night thing that I do. I'll post up like a schedule countdown type of deal. And then finally, thank you again to Hypnotic. Nothing wrong with that. Lambo for sure. I understand what you're saying. But how else are you going to find out unless you ask questions, right? But I'd still like to have a place to do it. Anyway, thank you, Hypnotic. Again, I think you guys are wonderful. I don't, from what I know about you, I think you're good people. I've got some, that one concern, and I just like to see the motivation. That's all. And, Pork Chop, just because he's not here, obviously he believes in you guys, and he said he would give to your campaign. And then the links again in the chat for Pork Chop's Corner is what we're calling it right now until we get a better name. But he is Orcs Make Beautiful Lovers on Twitch. And then his Twitter is 50-Foot Robot. And my Twitter is Alijreyu, ALIJREYU. And my Instagram is #Utah, all one word, spell out hashtag. And thank you guys for coming by. And yeah, we'll see you next couple weeks. Thanks.